You're looking at the real deal now. Gonna kick this sorry ass out on the street. Yeah, what you got? You used to think you owned the street. Well, pack your bags and your ass is dead meat.
How's it going, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Lowdown Show remix right here on No Holds Barred Wrestling Podcast. We are your Canadian wrestling podcast that talks about NXT and No Holds Barred and anything we say, pun intended. You can follow the podcast right here on Twitter, No Holds Barred WP. You can also follow myself at Real Kyle Masters. You can also follow my co-host at Corporate Cappy on Twitter as well. We are also available to follow on Instagram at No Holds Barred WP, all one word. If you want to listen to us on the go, we are available to listen to on iTunes, Stitcher Radio, and Spreaker. Spreaker is a glorious podcast app, and it allows you to chat with us live on the air, so go give us a download and us a follow as well. You can also watch this video version of the podcast on youtube.com/NHBWR and hit that subscribe button, that bell icon for all upload updates. I am your host, the self-proclaimed greatest host, Kyle Masters, and every week on the Lowdown Show, I am continued to be joined by my co-host. He is the blissful boss, Mr. Corporate himself, Corporate Cappy.
Oh, assa!
We didn't get them this week, though.
We're MIA this week, but
yeah, no, no heavy machinery this week. I was about to say War Machine, but no heavy machinery. Maybe soon to be War Machine. We'll see.
Yeah.
But guys, welcome to the Lowdown Show. If you don't know and haven't listened to us before, this is where we review NXT every single week. We used to review Raw and SmackDown, but for obvious reasons, because the product is completely dumpster fire, we choose not to and just do NXT. That's why it is.
I wanna review Raw and SmackDown because I love it, but
all right. Well, that Corporate Cappy loves it, but we're gonna choose not to because NXT is better for our personal health. I'm looking out for our personal health. Okay.
I want to review Kane every week on Raw.
That's terrible.
Just like Michael Cole said this week, he hasn't lost a step.
I can't believe he said that. I had to go rewind and re-listen. Did he actually say that?
I don't think he believes what he just said.
Kane hasn't lost. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, and that's why we don't review Raw.
Yeah. In the chat, we got CupidGirl125. The Beauty and the Beast is here and is officially entering in the Women's Royal Rumble with no qualifying match needed. Good luck with that, Cupid Girl. We hope you do good in the Women's Royal Rumble. Yeah, Glorious Greg, he says, what's up? He is also under the weather. So, Glorious Greg, we hope you feel better. Our 2017 Fan of the Year, and that will come into effect when we do the tweets at the end of the show. We also got Michael Chow. What's up, boys? Currently driving home, so can't talk in the chat, but listening in. Thank you, Michael Chow, the host that runs the West Coast. Michael Chow TV, another awesome wrestling podcast, guys. If you love us, you will love him. Go check him out and give him a follow as well. Show him some love. Just show him some love. Anyways, what was I talking about? We're not reviewing Raw and SmackDown because we're not talking about Kane. I don't know why. He doesn't need to be talked about. Nothing to talk about Raw and SmackDown. It's so bad, especially this week, too. This is another week where you look at all three shows and you're like, God, why is this so night and day between Raw, SmackDown, and NXT? The booking, the organization of the show, and how they do matches itself. It's crazy how NXT is just 1 hour a week, and it can beat Raw and SmackDown in every aspect of a wrestling TV show. It's insane. Like, Raw this week was absolutely garbage. Like, it was trash. Like, from start to finish, Raw was terrible.
The club part was all right.
That was it. That doesn't make up for an entire 3 hours of television they have to push through on a weekly basis.
Hey, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. They finished good this week after 2.5 hours of trash.
To me, it doesn't make up for it. There's no excuse. You can't just finish off good and say, oh, yeah, it's okay. We'll just forget about the 2.5 hours that just wasted everyone's life. No, to me, that it's not happening. The new theme, Matt Hardy's new theme was all right. Yes, Michael Chow. I got the pleasure of participating in Michael Chow's end of the year review podcast with James from That Ass Podcast. We did a whole year in review, reviewing every single pay-per-view in 2017. Guys, go check that out. It's live on Michael Chow's channel, a two-parter, lots of content there. So make sure you free yourself some time before listening to that, or you listen to parts, whatever you want to do. But yeah, I didn't enjoy Raw this week as much as there were some good parts. I didn't enjoy it. SmackDown was pretty bland when I rewatched it, and NXT was the saving grace. Again, shocker, NXT is a saving grace. Once again, it's only an hour of television. It's insane, and it's the same company. It's WWE NXT. Why is it so night and day? I don't understand.
Because it's a different product. It's Triple H even says it's different. He gives an alternative to the main roster.
Well, there's no excuse for the main roster for putting on crap. When they clearly know. They know, okay? They're not sitting there oblivious to what people are thinking about NXT and how good NXT is. They know. They just choose not to go in that direction, and it's failing before everyone's eyes. I don't understand why they want to continue this way. They want to continue pushing Roman Reigns, who's clearly not the number one guy, but they want to make you think he is otherwise. Like, you can't name me one good Roman Reigns match. The guy I can recite his match in less than 10 seconds. The guy can't even lace up the Miz's boots.
Ooh.
That's sad. Yes,
I just hate the way he carries the IC title. It really bothers me a lot.
I can't say Roman Reigns is a good wrestler because I haven't seen anything out of Roman Reigns but the same fucking match every single time. He gets his ass beat, he misses one Superman punch, then he hits the Superman punch, then he hits the spear, end of story. That's the same thing every single Roman Reigns match. I don't understand. It makes me sick how they go on thinking this guy's the number one guy in the company and he's a face. He's not. Anyways. Let's talk about NXT. It was way better this week. And it was there's so much content in this week's episode of NXT. And they did such a good job of delivering it. Everything made sense. It was basically the kickstart to NXT TakeOver Philly. And they got everything. They got their point across. They got everything in motion here. The wheels are in motion now towards NXT TakeOver Philly. And it looks like it's going to be a great event. And it looks like it's going to outbeat the WWE pay-per-view the following night. Shocker. And what we got this week, and I'm going to do the show a little bit different, ladies and gentlemen. I do have some sound clips, so we're going to do the addition of sound clips this week. I have 3 sound clips. We're going to hear them, and I'll let you guys know throughout the show when we're going to hear those sound clips. That means myself and Cappy are going to step away. We're going to let you listen in, and then we're going to give our take on it after. So we'll just start off, and we opened up NXT this week. I didn't think we're going to open up with this. I thought for sure it was going to lead into it might have been the main event. But we open up with Shayna Baszler's debut. And what a huge way to open the show. Like, that was insane. A lot of people didn't even know that it was her. That theme, that opening with the galloping horses. I don't know if that's a tease towards the 4 horsewomen or... It would confuse me. For a second, I thought Arn Anderson was coming out. Because isn't that how Arn Anderson's theme starts, with galloping horses?
Yep, that's the 4 horsemen theme.
Yeah, I was like going, okay, Arn Anderson is here. Why? But no, we got Shayna Baszler. Footage was shown before the match. We had Shayna videotaping herself going through the performance center, and she sees a couple of PC trainees training on headlocks. Shayna decides to show the trainees how it's properly done. And she jumps in the ring, and she's there strapping on a headlock, but then she grips it tight and then goes to the ground with her. And then the other two are like, Shayna. She's actually like, choking the shit out of this trainee. And she just literally, she doesn't let go of it, ends up choking the hell out of her. And then as she's walking away, she's laughing. She gets her camera back. And Dakota Kai was the one holding the camera in this case, so that's why it led into this match, where she's going one-on-one with Dakota Kai from the Mae Young Classic. If not a lot of people remember, she was the one to go up to the semifinals and lose to Kairi Sane in the semifinals of the Mae Young Classic. But what a opening video package to show of Shayna Baszler. Like what did you think when you first seen that?
Of her attacking the trainee.
Yeah, like I get a Samoa Joe vibe. I saw a lot of people comparing her to Samoa Joe on Twitter. I get this, like, they're building her as like the next like woman Samoa Joe, like the ultimate badass.
Well, I just think that, like, no one's safe when she's around type thing. That's what I get.
Yeah. That's good. We need a woman like that in the NXT division, and I love that. I think a lot of people are going to eventually fall in love with Shayna Baszler. As much as she's going to be like the biggest heel in the company, she's going to be she's going to be actually a dominant woman. I mean, that they need. I say that, but then you go back to what NXT's tried to do in the past with these dominant women and what's happened to them getting called up to the main roster.
But I think she's different, though, because of her background and what she did before.
I hope so. I really hope so. Can you imagine like a babyface Shayna Baszler? I can't see that. It'd be like, it's terrible. It's like babyface Bobby Roode night now.
Oh, God. But no, Shayna Baszler definitely has like top heel, just dominating the company all over.
Mm-hmm. So she goes 1-on-1 with Dakota Kai, and it was an interesting start to the match.
Oh, God.
Yeah. We'll get to that, but Dakota actually almost gained some offense on Shayna Baszler, which is surprising. I thought literally as soon as the bell rang, it was like headlock and done. But what happens next made us both like, especially when you see the replays. Oh man, those replays made me cringe so much. So Shayna Baszler sets up her arm, like twists her arm around, almost like how, if you remember, Pete Dunne did it to Tyler Bate, except he stomped on his fingers. But Shayna Baszler stops on the top of the arm, like where the elbow is, and I don't know if Dakota Kai is triple jointed or what the hell's going on here, but that arm's not supposed to do that. Like that, your arm is not supposed to impale like that. That was like the most disturbing thing I've ever seen. And the referee was forced to stop the match, which you're kind of sitting there going like, is this real? Is this not? Like, I don't. If it's fake, they did a really, really good job to sell this. Like that was probably the best sell job I've ever seen. But they stopped the match. We had the trainers run in, and we had the doctors run in too. And then as Shayna's just walking away laughing and doing her pose in the ring, that's like a little hand thing like this. I don't know how to do it, something like that. But she laughs and how she celebrates walking away. But Shayna's not done here. She gets back in the ring and it applies a headlock to the already down Dakota Kai, and she just locks in that chokehold. And then Ember Moon comes out here, and I'm going, oh, Ember Moon, okay. And she's wearing jeans, she's like completely out of character here, and she comes in to try to save Dakota Kai, which I like that. I like that it forced their champion to come out and save Dakota Kai, and like even like it's kind of like she's breaking character on purpose to make it seem more real, like to give it a more of a real feel to it. Like Shayna actually like busted the shit out of this girl's arm, that they had to get Amber to run out from whatever she was doing. But she comes out, and then Shayna Baszler flees away. But wow. What a debut. I want to know if
Dakota Kai actually legitimately got hurt, because that looked terrible.
Yeah, I didn't see it. I meant to click it. On the YouTube channel, there was an interview with Dakota Kai backstage, but the thumbnail showed that she was in an arm sling. I have to read reports to see if that was real or not. I don't know if this is storyline or not. But that was just like, I keep thinking about it now. It was brutal. Michael Chow says in the chat, other than her finisher, Shayna reminds me of Lesnar. Paul Heyman needs to manage her when she goes to the main roster. I could see Lesnar managing Shayna Baszler. That'd be dirty. That's definitely a turnaround for Lesnar, too. I think that could add to the division. We know how good Paul Heyman is with promos. I doubt Shayna Baszler's good at promos. I get this vibe from her that she's not good at promos whatsoever. Like, she's exactly like Brock Lesnar. No, that's just me.
I think she's got way more potential as an actual, talker and wrestler than Brock Lesnar does.
Yeah, I hope so. For our sake, as we see her to become one of the dominant women in the division. Michael Shaw, Kairi Sane should come out and cause Shayna choked her out the other week. Don't rush Ember versus Shayna. Save that for TakeOver Mania. Yeah, that's probably what's going to happen. We'll see. I know what they've doing with booking so far has been good, so I trust the bookers of NXT with this. But after this gets to our first clip, ladies and gentlemen. After William Regal had some pretty interesting words for Shayna Baszler, and I'm going to play for you right now as we step away. So here are the words from William Regal himself to Shayna Baszler.
Shayna, we saw what just happened out there. It looks like you broke Dakota Kai's arm. And even after the officials stopped the match, you continued to attack her. Why?
Excuse me, Christy. I need to talk to Shayna. Thank you. Now, you know that I've been in this industry for 35 years. And so, whatever games you're playing, I see right through them. Attacking people from behind, that is not going to get you an NXT Women's Championship match.
Are we done here?
So wow, very, very interesting by William Regal. Basically telling it like how it is. Like, you can't go around here beating people up expecting title shots and with antics like that. You know, you can't be going around here and beating people up and expecting a title shot right after right after doing something like that. And then she just looks at Regal so cocky and goes, "We done here?" and then walks away. So so this is interesting. William Regal is not a fan of this. It's going to be interesting to see where they go from here with the inclusion of William Regal and how they're going to book Shayna Baszler going forward. So, but strong words from William Regal here, confronting Baszler backstage after her attack. So, yeah.
Sorry, I'm replying to something in the chat.
Yeah.
But yeah, Shayna Baszler already, not taking orders, which, is good for her character. I mean, if she just kind of went by everything, it wouldn't really make her the badass that she needs to be.
Yeah, yeah. I'm glad. I thought this was a really good debut. She basically came across as the badass that they're playing her as. Came out, did something really brutal to the girl that made her stop the match, locked in a chokehold, made the champion come out and run away from her, get talked to by the GM and give no shit to the GM after getting talked down to. Like, you done here? And then she walks away. Like, literally, she's built as the legitimate badass. They got to continue with this. So I'm glad this is a really, really good debut for Shayna Baszler, one of the four horsewomen. The
Queen of Spades with her little spade thing she does.
Yeah. Now, speaking of the horsewoman, I wonder if the implant of that horse galloping at the beginning of her theme was that they are going to do the horsewoman thing. Because right now that literally is still up in the air. I've heard mixed rumors that if this is going to happen or not going to happen. I'm still waiting to see. I could literally read the dirt sheets and actually go with some of the credible sources, but it seems like more and more now that WWE, it's almost like they look at these credible sources and goes, okay, you want to say that? Okay, we're going to go ahead and change it this way. So I'm going to wait and see what happens because I don't know. It's weird how they started out with the horsewoman thing. Are all four of them? Because I know all four of them are trying to be in WWE. Are all four of them, their themes are going to start like that?
Or are they all going to have the same theme?
Yeah. No, just, not the same theme, but like the horse galloping in the beginning. You know what I mean? Like, but a different theme, kind of like how Sanity's members, each of them have a different theme, except for Wolf. But and Eric Young uses the generic theme, but I don't know. I think they're going to have the horse gallop at the beginning of each of their theme song. It's just my guess.
Yeah, makes sense.
Mm-hmm. We moved on here. I know you didn't watch this, but I did, so I'll talk about it. We had Raul Mendoza from the Cruiserweight Classic take on Cassius Ohno.
Raul Mendoza, you said future Zotrain member?
Yeah, I'm loving that they're showing Mendoza a little bit more now. But he screams 205 Live and Zotrain all over him. I remember telling you, I'm like, this guy's like the future Zotrain member here. Like, it sucks because everybody's going to look at a guy like this if he gets called up and say, okay, we're going to put you in 205 Live since you were in the Cruiserweight Classic. And how about we make you one of the members of the Zotrain? We don't have we need a Mexican flavor for the Zotrain, so we'll add you to it. I can just see that happening, so it sucks. As much as a great talent Raul Mendoza is, and this was an interesting match because we saw a lot more out of Mendoza this week, and we keep seeing more Mendoza lately. Ohno's trying to get back into winning of things. He's been on a losing streak as of late. Mendoza, and especially that big loss to Lars Sullivan at the last TakeOver event. Mendoza actually got a lot of offense in this match, more than I thought he was going to. We had that great lucha-style arm drag he did off the top rope, which was really, really cool to see. Ohno would eventually fight back and eventually pick up the victory here, and beats Raul Mendoza in a one-on-one match. But I don't think this is the last we've seen of Raul Mendoza. I'm not sure what we're going to do with him, but I can't see anything going forward with Raul Mendoza.
I'm not talking about this match, so.
No. Why not?
You want me to bring up Kane again?
Mm-hmm.
Move on if you want me talking about Kane.
I don't know if I hate Kane as much as you hate Cassius Ohno.
Okay, sorry. Okay, Jinder or Big Show or James Ellsworth. Any of the three I'll talk about.
So we moved on to a backstage segment with Zelina Vega. Great managerial Zelina Vega. So I have a clip of that, I believe. Yes, so I have the clip right here of Zelina Vega's big message to Johnny Gargano and what she and Almas are... Basically, the plan is for Vega and Almas going forward for the NXT Championship. So here's a clip. We are going to step away for this and let you guys listen to this.
Andrade Cien Almas and I are more on the same page now than we've ever been before. And he understands, the new Andrade understands, that it's work to become the champion, but it's also work to stay the champion. And at NXT TakeOver Philadelphia, that is exactly what we're going to do.
Zelina, recently Johnny Gargano earned the opportunity to face Almas for the championship at TakeOver Philadelphia. What are your thoughts?
Earned? He earned? Is that what you just said, that he earned it? Right. No. Johnny Gargano got lucky. Okay, Johnny Gargano is not a fighter. He's an opportunist. Okay, 3 guys beat the hell out of each other, and he took advantage of the right one at the right time. Does that sound like a champion to you? No. We've already beaten Johnny Gargano, not once, but twice. Okay? And if I remember correctly, it was his tag team partner that was successful, not him. You guys want to talk about Cinderella stories and fairy tales? Johnny Gargano is a lie. Johnny Wrestling is a lie. But you want to know what's reality? The NXT champion, Andrade Cien Almas.
You've already beaten Gargano twice, you've said. Talk about what it would take to beat him a third time. Any new strategy going into this match to take over?
Do you think that I would be as successful as I was in business for as long as I have by giving away my secrets? No matter how many times you guys ask me, I am not going to give away my managerial secrets. Andrade is ready and prepared more than he ever has been. So Johnny Gargano, he's no sweat off our backs right now. We're taking this threat very seriously, and we'll make sure that Johnny understands that there is no running from the NXT champion, Andrade Cien Almas.
Wow, big statement by Zelina Vega, man. Claiming her and Almas are on the same page now, and that it takes a lot more to work to stay as the champion, and how much work they took to be on champion. So they're basically saying like, yeah, it's going to be a lot more harder being the champion now. And they understand that, and they're on the same page about it. And she goes on and says that Gargano got lucky to get his shot and is not a fighter like Cien Almas, calling Gargano an opportunist for capitalizing on that fatal four-way, saying that all 3 of the other men basically beat the hell out of each other, and you capitalized on it. She also brings up that Almas beat Gargano twice already, and says she's not giving away her managerial secrets for their third win coming up at NXT TakeOver Philly, no matter how much the media asked her, these media goons here, and how much they asked, and Gargano that there's no running away from Almas, so she's saying that to Johnny Gargano. But a big backstage segment here for Zelina Vega, and asserting herself as this, more of a dominant manager, and she's crazy. So she won Manager of the Year, like she. What she does for Almas is incredible, and you look at a promo like this that she had backstage, and the way she words everything, it's so fluid and it's so genuine. Like sometimes when people talk or they try to be somewhat in the same role as Zelina Vega, they come across as fake, and you don't really, you don't really feel the realness out of it. With Zelina Vega, I do. It's incredible. She does so much for Cien Almas, so I can't wait for this feud to develop, and we already got an interesting start here with this statement by Zelina Vega.
Yeah, and she makes it seem like, it's a privilege to be interviewing her type thing. Like she rips apart the media and
Yeah, because I keep asking her about like, oh, what's your secrets? What do you guys?
Yeah, like she's gonna
for?
give up her secrets to the media, like idiots.
What, her secrets of interfering in the match?
Yeah, for managerial secrets. Arrgh.
I literally want to see a Paul Heyman and Selena Vega literally like go at it in the ring, building up their talent like back and forth. I think that would be probably the best segment of the year.
I think they'd have to like have a mutual person because that'd be stupid doing Almas and Brock Lesnar. They should have a challenge, like build up Bo Dallas for us. Like who can build up Bo Dallas the best?
Oh my God! All you have to do is Bo leave.
No, actually build up Sin Cara. Actually, he doesn't need any. He's already credible as it is. You don't need to build him up anymore.
But I'm excited. I love what's going to come forward out of this feud. I mean, Gargano and Almas have put on great matches over the past. The third one's going to be nothing short of an instant classic. I mean, if they put on those types of matches before the first two that they had, imagine what this is going to be like for the championship.
Is this going to be the main event of TakeOver?
Yeah, 100%. This is going to be great. I don't see what other match would be.
Adam Cole and Aleister Black in the Extreme Rules match?
That's not main event. That's like co-main event or the spot where like Black and Dream were last time in the War Games card. I definitely see Almas and Gargano being the main show here. So
I mean, it is the main championship. It should be.
Yeah. NXT does it right.
Yep.
But speaking of Gargano, he gets an interview right after this, and they basically ask him about like what they just seen out of Selena Vega and what his plans are for NXT TakeOver Philly, but he gets interrupted by a returning Velveteen Dream. Wow, this was interesting because I seen him going, whoa, okay, cool, we're seeing Velveteen Dream back, but what does Velveteen Dream got to say? And I have the clip here. Let's listen in on what Velveteen Dream has to say to Johnny Gargano.
Say it. Say thank you. Not my name. Say thank you.
Why?
Say thank you because you got lucky. You beat a guy named Cassius Ohno. Realize I say guy because Cassius Ohno does not look like a superstar. And it took you 20 minutes to beat a guy named Cassius Ohno. I'm the Velveteen Dream. I could have beaten Cassius Ohno 30 seconds tops. You know it. The Dream knows it. The Dream also knows that you got lucky twice because you shouldn't have beat Aleister Black. You know that too. You also know that you won't be able to beat Andrade Cien Almas for the NXT Championship at TakeOver Philadelphia. The Dream knows it. The Dream knows one more thing. That you didn't earn the Dream spot. The Dream deserves his spot. Think about it. You know.
Wow. Velveteen Dream making a statement to Gargano. This is interesting. So Dream's basically saying that Gargano barely beat Ono, and that's something that obviously Dream did quicker than Gargano. And that Gargano knows he won't beat Almas at TakeOver, and that Dream doesn't think Gargano deserves that spot, and that it basically should be going to Velveteen Dream. So this is interesting. I brought up while we were watching this with while I was watching this with Cappy that I think eventually they're going to have Gargano put up his shot against Velveteen Dream, or Gargano is going to put it up against Velveteen Dream. He's going to do it by himself. Like, I think Dream's going to try to get in Gargano's head. This could be probably, but I could see them maybe doing it with the NXT before TakeOver Philly, maybe. Or maybe even as soon as a week or two from now. I mean, we're getting close, actually. So it could even be the NXT before TakeOver Philly. But I can see,
back.
He's back, and I can actually see Gargano putting his shot up against the Velveteen Dream. I think that'd be actually a sick match.
I think they're probably going to do that, and not this week, maybe the week after, leading up to it.
Yeah, I'd be down for that.
Or if Gargano wins, his first challenger for the title is Velveteen Dream.
Ooh. Okay.
But Velveteen Dream, it makes sense because Gargano took his spot because he was injured. So now Velveteen Dream's basically saying like, you should be thanking me for taking my spot because you weren't even in it. So I like it.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't even know that he was coming back, so it was kind of out of the blue.
Yeah, I like it. I like the surprise factor, and I love the intensity that it's to bring to this feud. They want to add more to this feud than just Gargano and Almas building themselves up to a match. Like we've already seen that with the other two matches. So I'm glad that they're adding something new to this. Something a lot of things WWE doesn't do. They like to do the WWE. It's like the main roster loves the rinse and repeat method, and NXT's like, no, we're gonna shake shit up a bit. We're going to do these different. We're going to add Velveteen Dream in this shit. And I like it. I think Velveteen Dream's basically earned a spot to be in the main event picture right now. The guy is literally full of charisma. He plays the heel role so good. He plays his character so good as well. The guy like it embodies his character, man. So I love the work out of Velveteen Dream, especially his in-ring skill is amazing too. And we see him paid homage to ravishing Rick Rude with his tights in the last Takeover event. So I can only imagine what his next pair of tights are going to be. But yeah, interesting outcomes here out of the main event scene. We moved on, and we had Lars Sullivan in a match. But poor Lio Rush. It looks like
you were all excited. You're like, yeah, Lio Rush, and you realized who he was facing.
I'm like, oh, the punishment continues.
This is already like in the category for squash of the year.
Oh man, I have it win already. Like that was brutal.
This could be bury because it's clearly they're burying Lio Rush for this.
They are. So we got another punishment match for Lio Rush because apparently the punishment still continues. He has to face Lars Sullivan, and Lars Sullivan looking more dominant week by week. I'm like, okay, there's absolutely no chance that Lio Rush wins this match.
This guy's entrance is just incredible. I love this guy's entrance.
Yeah, and this week they were okay. I found out where they were. They were in Atlanta this week. That's where they were. They had a different kind of set. I love it. You know, I like the idea. Other podcasters brought up this on their podcast. They're saying that it keeps it fresh and it keeps it so that you don't have the taped crowds that are sitting there in the fourth hour of the taping, which is like the fourth week, and they're already dead tired from cheering. It keeps it fresh that you go to another city and you do a taping there, and it's a fresh crowd. And you get less of the dead crowds this way. So I like that they do that. I think they should be doing this at least twice, maybe once a month in between the tapings. Like maybe they should do like 2 straight, like a 2-hour taping at the Full Sail, go somewhere else, do a third hour, and then come back to Full Sail for that fourth hour, maybe. Something along those lines. Like they need. I think it keeps it fresh.
The Full Sail crowd can't keep it up for 4 hours.
Yeah, as good as they are, they can't. It's too much work. We know. Like we've been to event. Like we went to Survivor Series. We went to all that stuff, and sitting there like after like the event, you lose the energy to cheer. Even though as much as you want to cheer, you just lose that energy. So, So yeah, we had Lio Rush and Lars Sullivan. As much as how fast Lio Rush is, Lars Sullivan was just too much for him. And Lars picks up the victory with that vicious freak accident finishing move.
Off the top rope, too.
That was after. Yeah. Because we got Lars Sullivan getting on the mic. So Lars Sullivan had a promo here. I didn't get the clip for it, but it was basically saying he challenges and he's coming after Killian Dane of Sanity. So the feud, Corporate Cappy picked out here, the seer here, that was going to happen is coming to fruition, and we're going to get Killian Dane and Lars Sullivan feud.
I mean, it just makes sense. Like, there's no other big guys on NXT right now, so obviously they're going to have to feud at some point.
Mm-hmm. Getting buried is one thing, but Lars finisher from the top rope. Rest in peace, Leo.
Yeah, and he had something on the WWE's YouTube page.
Yeah, he might be turning heel. I don't know what was that. It was a really interesting message. So I guess it's one of those things where we'll see, because literally lately with this, since it first started, with the whole thing with Lio Rush in the news, like you can't believe outside sources, because all the sources were saying that Lio Rush was gone from the company, and then clearly he's not. He's still there, and he's never left. So it's just one of those things we're gonna have to wait and see. But yeah, after he got on the mic, he's sending a message to Killian Dane by grabbing Lio Rush and taking him to the top rope and then giving a super freak accident, and freaking Mauro Ranallo going nuts. Mamma mia, super freak accident! going absolutely crazy. I love
Freak
Ronaldo.
accident.
Freak accident is this guy's finishing move. The freak accident.
Yeah, he even did the Snitsky tongue thing too.
Yeah, he did. Gene Snitsky, man.
He's teaching this guy something.
We could get Gene Snitsky back. See how incredible shape he is with after those injections. We'll see.
No, it's just his new diet.
Yeah, his clean diet. He must have got some pointers from Jinder Mahal. Anyways, we moved on. We had a Street Profits promo here with William Regal.
It brought back memories of the Crime Time and William Regal segment.
Yeah, it did. That was great though. Like they did such a good job with this. I thought I was gonna get a clip for this because I really wanted to play it, but I didn't. But it was basically they ended up in William Regal's office, and basically played the fact that it was just so fun. Their antics and how they present themselves. Like, again, like you said, Crime Time is just written all over these guys, and how they interacted with William Regal was hilarious. And basically they are like saying, "Oh, we're undefeated. When are we gonna get our opportunity?" So William Regal agrees with them and books a #1 contenders match next week. So we're going to get Street Profits versus the Authors of Pain. So the Authors of Pain are still here somehow.
I don't even want to talk about their fucking atrocious backstage thing, but
I didn't
the Street Profits, like because they basically said that 2017 was the year that they jumped on the scene. Now they want to have gold around their necks and stuff. Yeah. So. Or their waist. And then Angelo Dawkins is funny. He's like, I really don't have any gold. I need to step that up. He's like, I don't got any gold around me right now. I need to step up my gold game.
And they're just becoming more charismatic with their promos and just becoming that feel-good team like you want to cheer for. But they have a big test next week against the Authors of Pain, so that's going to be an interesting match to see who comes out of that. I don't know, maybe Sanity gets involved. I don't know what goes on with that, but that's going to be a huge, huge match next week for the Street Profits.
I just hope it's not a squash. I really hope that they don't get squashed in this match.
If it's the main event, I don't see it being a squash. Maybe I can see them pulling up the upset win here. So
I just need Authors of Pain off my television.
I can't see Authors of Pain winning here and going against Undisputed Era. Like who literally wants to sit there and watch AOP and Undisputed Era go wet? I'd feel bad for Undisputed Era because that's terrible for them. You can't have a good. You can't make them look good. AOP is just a bunch of stiff rejects.
Oh my god, their backstage thing with Paul Ellering. It was like, oh my god, give me a blanket and a pillow and I'm out.
Yeah, Cupid Girl. I think it's just. I know it's only an hour a week, so they can't really fit everybody. I mean, they could have done a quick thing, but I think they're going to save that maybe for a better segment. I think you're not going to get every feud on every week. So
yeah.
That's why I like it. I like it. They keep an hour and they put what they need to put out for that hour, and then they save the rest if they can for the next.
They don't need to rush something. They don't put it in. So.
Yeah, that's what I like about NXT. It's so much better.
I wouldn't say that.
It is. Don't even go there. You can't argue that.
Michael Cole says every week is Monday Night Raw. No, you got to believe that.
Sounds like you've been drinking too much Sam Roberts Kool-Aid over there.
I mean, I am drinking a grape Kool-Aid jammer right now, so.
Brought to you by WWE and Vince McMahon.
Sorry.
Anyways, getting into the main event. And before we get into the main event, this is how you fucking do a main event, WWE. You take notes on this from start to finish and how good this main event was. This is how you do a main event. This is actually how you do a tag team match. Not the stale crap you put on television up there. This is how you do a main event. And this is how you do a tag team match. But before we even had the main event, we were backstage showing Undisputed Era beating down Sanity and basically leaving them unconscious before the tag team main event. So it was supposed to be Undisputed Era defending their titles against Sanity. So that's not what we got. Undisputed Era come walking out and they come talking about what they just did until they're interrupted by Nikki Cross and like... This was fucking hilarious, man. She's like, go ahead. No, go ahead.
Well, she's trying to get to the ring, and she's on the stage. She's being held back by like 4 security guards, and almost gets through these guys.
I think the funniest part was the one ref holding her away. goes like tumbling as she tumbles backwards, and the ref like kind of did a sell job and did like a flip tumble backwards too.
I just love how she doesn't mind mixing it up with the guys. It's great.
And this was good. This was good showing again that Nikki Cross is still that psychotic chick that you don't know whatever she's gonna do, and I liked it. I like that she's trying to get at sanity, and she really didn't get to. I thought for sure she was gonna break free, but she couldn't get by the refs after multiple attempts. So they're about to speak again, but now out comes William Regal in that iconic theme song that everyone loves, and he comes out and says, "This is ridiculous," and they're going to have to defend their titles tonight. And then out comes Roddy Strong. Wait a minute! Your boy Roddy comes out, and he says, "I'll fight them." And then literally as soon as he's done talking, Aleister Black's music hits. The crowd's going nuts. Aleister Black comes out, stares down Undisputed Era, and he has some unfinished business with them from the Fatal 4-Way match, and says, "I'll join you." And then Roddy and Aleister Black hit the ring. Beatdown ensues. We go to commercial break. We come back, and that is going to be the tag team match we get on this main event. And so far, like, I can stop it right here, and that's just been an epic opening to that main event. Like all that transpired there was insane. So.
And yeah, it's a thrown together team, but it's a team that actually kind of makes sense because they both have beef with Adam Cole at the moment.
Right? Not these makeup teams they just put in the main roster. And you're like, why are these guys teaming up? Or why is this tag team facing this team for what reason? Like, even it goes into singles competitors. Look what happened to Samoa Joe this week. Why the hell was he facing Rhino? Why?
After Strowman just squashed him the week before.
Oh, it's stupid. Anyways, this was an incredible match that happened. Like, from everything from the spots, the chemistry these guys had with each other, the shots they were taking, so many good spots, and it was just an exciting tag team match. It never left you bored once. Eventually,
Roddy got the hot tag, and he came in.
Oh,
and
yeah.
He did like the double moves on both of them. Like he suplexed Fish into O'Reilly, and then like Aleister Black like just came out of nowhere and like kicked Bobby Fish into the steel steps. Like it was just like it was a really good tag team match. Yeah, the two guys that aren't usually tag team wrestlers.
And these guys put on a show. Like both teams put it all out on the line for the in this match, which was great, man. I love to see it out of a main event.
I love how much chemistry Fish and O'Reilly have too. Like I don't believe how good they've become as a tag team already.
Right. And I'm pretty sure they were
they've
enemies.
Been teaming together for like 10 years.
I think they were a team in ROH. If I'm not mistaken, I think they were
both
world
champions at the time too.
Yeah. Oh my God. I think they were called. They had a name too. Oh, and everyone thought that they were going to be using that name when they came over, and it's bugging me.
Red Dragon.
Red Dragon. That's it.
Yep. But God, these two guys look like Revival. Like how good they are as a team. Like they just feed off each other, and like they just do incredible like double moves, and they know when to tag each other in and out. It's really like refreshing to see that.
Yeah. Michael Chow. Nikki Cross tries to attack Undisputed. 3 refs immediately jump on her. Braun Strowman tries to murder Lesnar and Kane. Refs nowhere to be seen. Okay, where's that?
Well, I would not want to get in between Braun Strowman trying to. I don't know.
Murder. I don't know what the hell that was. The worst part of that thing on Raw, if I can bring this up, was that Kane got the worst of it, and he was able to walk away, but they put Brock Lesnar in a fucking ambulance. Are you kidding me?
You just ruined my 10 moment.
Oh, well, still. Like, that's just made me sick. Let's back into this match. This actual great match here. Aleister Black ends up running. Eventually, the ref has his back turned, and Adam Cole attacks Aleister Black, and they end up fighting in the crowd. And Aleister Black is chasing Adam Cole up the steps. This leaves Roddy wondering what the hell is going on, and then he gets double teamed by Fish and O'Reilly with that sick finishing move that they have, and then gets pinned for the loss. Aleister Black turns around.
Distraction.
Yeah. Aleister Black, stunned, turns around, runs back to try to attack them both, but Adam Cole falls in from behind. They beat down on Black, and when we have a crazy spot here where they set up a chair in the middle of the ring, and Adam Cole Death Valley drives Black on top of the freaking chair, man. Like, wow, that must have hurt. That's gotta hurt.
Yeah, and they just decimated Aleister Black. It was really good. And then they walked away onto the ramp. Kyle O'Reilly's playing his fucking belt like a guitar over there to the theme song.
That was on the entrance. That was on the entrance when they first came out. But Regal comes out again, but with no theme. I'm like, oh, we want to hear it again.
He interrupted them while their theme was still playing.
And says that Black and Cole have a match at TakeOver Philly, but since Philadelphia has Extreme Wrestling roots, the match will be an Extreme Rules match. I'm like, oh, come on. So no holds barred for us just once.
Well, it's in Philly, so it's got to be extreme because they're going to be doing EC dub chants the whole time.
Yeah, that's going to be an insane match, though. Aleister Black versus Adam Cole, Extreme Rules match.
Makes sense to do it in Philly. I really like that idea.
Yeah, that's going to be sick. That is going to be a great, great match. So already we have Cien Almas against Johnny Gargano. We have Aleister Black versus Adam Cole. I think we're going to get the tag team titles on the line. We're going to have, I don't know, maybe Ember Moon's going to face Shayna Baszler. Like, it's going to be weird. I don't know if they're going to incorporate the women or whatnot. But already NXT Philly looks like it's going to be a great, great pay-per-view. So maybe we'll get Killian Dane versus Lars.
Yeah, I think that's going to be one of the matches. I think Sanity's going to get put into. I think it's going to be a triple threat tag team match again, because all signs are pointing to that. Because they didn't get the rematch yet, and then next week you got AOP versus Street Profits. So there's going to be another, number one contender. So there's going to be two contenders.
Oh man, maybe we're going to get Street Profits versus Undisputed Era at TakeOver Philly. Like TakeOver Philly looks like it's already going to kick Royal Rumble's ass. Shocker.
Oh, Royal Rumble looks pretty good, man.
No, yeah, it looks so good. Yeah, Kane, the main event.
Universal title looks amazing. But yeah, so what a great way to end NXT. It's such a good main event from start, like when they started the segment to when they finished it off.
Yeah. So great episode of NXT this week, and they've already left you in the boots of what's going to happen next week with the number one contender tag team match. And what the hell is Shayna Baszler going to do next? Are Lars and Killian Dane going to come face to face? And is Gargano and Dream going to do something next week? So I just love how they just leave you with good suspense. Like I know it's like TV shows out there that leave you in suspense. It's like kind of like NXT does, but it's good suspense. It's something you can get excited for.
Yeah, they don't give everything away on one episode.
It's unlike WWE where you're like, fuck, I really don't care what happens next week on Raw. Just fast forward me to the goddamn pay-per-view already.
Because they have 3 hours of the show, so they basically can start and finish the whole feud in one episode.
God, just terrible. Absolutely terrible.
But yeah, and then we get whatever's gonna go on with Heavy Machinery and Tito and fucking bum-ass Riddick Moss over there. And hopefully Cassius Ohno's never seen on TV again. And then that'll be a good episode of NXT next week. But, yep. So what, we got 2 more episodes before TakeOver?
I believe so. Let me check.
Yeah, I think it's 2 more episodes.
2 more episodes.
Yep.
So we're winding down.
Michael, he asked what's going on with TM61.
I don't know. I heard that they're going to be in a regular tag team match in the next couple of weeks. I don't think they're going to be added to the they're going to be added to anything significant going forward.
I think I could probably see them debuting after TakeOver. Like, I don't know, like facing the champions or like making a statement to the tag team champions. Like,
yeah, I can see that.
Because there's a lot going on with the tag teams right now. I feel like their debut or re-debut would kind of be overshadowed by what's going on right now. I think right after TakeOver would be a good time for them to kind of come back, and it would mean more.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I agree with that. But it's that time of the show, guys, ladies and gentlemen. And that is the list of 10.
10. You know what? You know what happens? You know what's going to happen? You just made the list!
That's right. It is the list of 10. That part of the show are myself, and Cobra Cappy have our superstar that makes the list or gets a perfect 10 rating, or it could be a moment of the week. And we'll start off, as always, with the one and the only Cobra Cappy.
I'm going to give my list moment first, and it's
Ooh,
and it's going to go to
first.
that stupid fucking backstage segment on Raw where they had Braun Strowman pull down that fucking stage thing and fall onto Kane and Brock. Like, I love what Braun's doing, but this felt like just so like corny and like overproduced garbage. Like, you even called out when he tried to lasso the thing at the top. It was
He
like
missed
caught.
it. If you guys look back, he missed. He got the cable. He didn't even get the structure. I'm like, so this is so forced. Like,
It just looked so bad the way they presented it. Like, and then it fell, and then like it didn't even really hit them. If you go back and watch,
yeah, I know.
The giant crate that fell off the back hit Brock harder than that actual structure thing did. And like they were both laying on the ground, and it didn't even reach the ground. And then after, like everybody's been saying, like Kane walks away, but yet Brock Lesnar has 9 people put him onto a stretcher and take him away. It's like, and they kept showing Kane like gingerly like getting up and walking away. Like the whole segment was just trashola.
But they had to put Brock in an ambulance.
Yeah, and
makes sense.
He's like, "Yeah, but get me out of here, Paul. Paul, get me out of here." It was just awful on every level. So I'm sorry, Braun Strowman, but mostly for Kevin Dunn and Vince McMahon for making this atrocious thing up.
You know what? You just made the list.
That's right. It makes the list.
This is just bad.
Well. I'm going to give my list moment of the week first, too. How about we do that? And I'm sorry. It's got to go to just the entire Raw episode of Raw. Like this week, as much as there were good things
for Simpsons trivia, so I couldn't really comment on SmackDown. But from what I saw, it didn't look that great.
No, it was bland. I couldn't pick anything to pick out of that. But to me, it's just like, yeah, there were some good parts of Monday Night Raw, but they can't make up for an entire 3-hour show. And the booking's been just awful. And look what happened to Samoa Joe. You made him face Rhino and he gets hurt. You really didn't need to face Rhino in the first place. I don't know what the hell that was. It's just all over the place. There doesn't look like there's a creative direction heading into the Royal Rumble, which is like 3 weeks away. There's no real hype for the Royal Rumble. Like, there's nothing right now that's supposed to hype me up for the Royal Rumble. You look at NXT, what we just talked about. They're getting you already hyped for TakeOver Philly, and they did such a good job of it this week. Why can't Monday Night Raw do that? Why can't SmackDown do that? It's a disgrace. For Monday Night Raw, it's supposed to be the flagship show. I'm going to give also a list moment. It's going to add into this when Michael Cole said that Kane was like still in his prime. So for all that, bundle up to a ball, throw it into the garbage, and lit on fire. For that,
you know what? You just made the list.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Kane hasn't lost a step.
Kane hasn't. Are you kidding me?
I'm also going to add to your list moment there with just a little bit extra with the whole shit about every single like Raw woman being like, oh yeah, they had those stupid little segments. Oh, I'm announcing myself in the Royal Rumble. Of course you're in the Royal Rumble. There's only like 20 women on the entire roster at a 30-woman battle royal. Of course you're in it. Unless your name's Dana Brooke, because she's too busy doing Titus catering orders.
Yeah, she's making catering for the Royal Rumble. Like when you're out of the Royal Rumble and you come back, you have catering.
Like, every woman is going to be in it on the roster. Like, stop saying, oh, yeah, I'm now entering it. Of course you're in it.
Yeah, Michael Chow said, what happened to the days of them qualifying for spots in the Rumble?
The women can't even qualify, because if they had to do qualifying matches, there'd be like 10 of them in the match.
That's true.
That's why I don't understand why it had to be a 30-woman. Why couldn't it be 20? Like, now, like, I loved the whole Women's Royal Rumble concept at first, but now I'm getting kind of annoyed by it now because of the way they're doing it. With all this bullshit about 30 women got to be in it, so now they got to call back all these randos.
Yeah.
And then they have to,
just
politically
force
driven down our throats every week about, oh, look at this. It's the first, and we had to get the Stephanie McMahon segment every week.
Yeah, you notice it's just Stephanie talking about it. Just Stephanie, because it's got to surround her. This politically driven nonsense. It's got to surround Stephanie McMahon. That's the only reason why we're having this Women's Royal Rumble, because it was her idea. We're going to thank her down the road. It was all her
in the middle of the ring in that segment and the spotlight on her. And every week, oh yeah, I'm announcing myself as in the Royal Rumble. No shit.
Yeah. Wow.
So
Didn't see that
adds,
coming.
That adds to the shit that was Monday Night Raw this week.
Anyways, let's get into some upbeat. Let's get some. Let's turn those frowns upside down. Let's get into the perfect 10 moments of the week.
I want you to go first.
You want me to go first? Okay. My perfect 10 moment of the week is going to that entire main event of NXT. That was beautifully done. It made me sit there in excitement from start to finish. They put on a good match. There were a lot of good spots. They did what they needed to do to get the wheels in motion for NXT TakeOver. We had a match stipulation announced at the end. So we had the involvement of the GM. We had Nikki Cross showing like she's a crazy bat out of a cave. We had Adam Cole getting involved in like increasing his feud with Aleister Black. So it was just a big ball of awesomeness. The main event just flowed so nicely, and it was something that WWE needs to take notes of. But for the main event being so perfect on NXT this week, and I guess the whole show in general, it gets a perfect 10. That's right.
Sorry, I'm still trying to recover from getting fired up about that women's Royal Rumble shit.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Now I gotta try to refocus here. I'm gonna give an honorable mention 10. You don't play the 10 for, but to the Balor Club reuniting. I think that's probably the only that and the Broken Hardy thing is like the only good things going on Raw right now if they continue with it. So shout outs to Balor, and hopefully they do something with it. Even turn Balor heel. Why not?
Great.
What are they doing right now? The club is a heel faction anyway. They don't need to be face. So honorable mention 10 to the Balor Club. It was like the only good thing on Raw this week. And the actual 10 moment, I gotta give it again to Shayna Baszler, man. Like her debut, like what more can you want from a woman debuting? Like she basically like broke the fucking chick's arm, and they had to stop the match.
Literally.
And then she attacked her again. And then the whole backstage thing with Regal, they showed that clip of her attacking that chick at the Performance Center. Like it's just getting you like she's putting that fear into you that like she needs to be watched at all times, and I love that. Like no one's safe whenever Shayna Baszler is in the building. And I love that. We need somebody like that. Nia Jax clearly, I don't know what the fuck, she's clearly not that. And I think people can take Shayna Baszler more credible because of her, former MMA background and all that stuff. And she actually looks like she could kick your ass. I would not want to get in the ring with her. So Shayna Baszler's in-ring debut and all 3 segments she was in on NXT this week were great. So she's going to get 2 perfect 10.
Oh, yeah. 2 perfect 10s.
Yeah, for 2 thumbs up.
2 thumbs
Shayna
up.
Baszler, man. She's awesome.
Yes, that is good news too. Matt Hardy and Anthem have finally come to terms about the broken gimmick, and Matt Hardy now has full rights to all characters and names involved with the Broken Universe.
Oh my god!
Yes, wonderful.
That video we posted with Senor Benjamin.
Yeah, we're gonna get
Vanguard
Senor
chess.
Benjamin in Vanguard 1. And hopefully Rebby Hardy and King Maxwell. We're going to get the whole gang, man. I love it.
What about that tweet he put out about Anthem? Can you read that again?
Oh, the tweet about Anthem? I can pull it up here. You really want me to read this? I'll try to do my best Matt Hardy voice as possible here. Oh, God. Okay, Matt Hardy. Okay. If I can get this in the right character here. I am thrilled to proclaim I can't do it. To proclaim that I have acquired new allies on our side of the Great War. Ed Nordholm and the Owl of the Anthem have revealed themselves as majestic beings who stand on the side of the light. The light always emerges. # Woken Warriors. Everything is copacetic and wonderful. Yeah.
Oh my lord. The Owl of Anthem.
The Owl of Anthem.
What happened to Rebby Hardy with the fuck that owl shit?
Oh, well, maybe they're all copacetic, as Matt Hardy says now. They own the rights, so I think that was their main goal. So
here's interesting. Are they going to keep Woken, or is he going to change to Broken?
That's going to be interesting. I don't know how they would transition that. Maybe they're just going to just do 1 week. Just all of a sudden it switches to Broken. Like they're going to make sure that they're going to make it seem like we don't notice it. They're just going to do it.
Or maybe he'll keep Woken for a while, and then maybe when he loses to Bray, or maybe when Jeff comes back, he turns Broken.
And he's like, I've now been broken. Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know, something like that. But yeah. Those were our perfect 10 moments in our list moments this week, ladies and gentlemen. But now, into that last part of the show. That is your tweets out there. And if you guys want to tweet into the show, No Holds Barred WP is where you do that. You find the link, or sorry, the tweet that I say to send us your tweets. You send it to us. Any questions, we'll answer and read them out right here live on the show. And we're going to start off with CuperGirl125 at CGirl125. She puts, what do you think Roddy, I read that wrong. My apologies. What do you think Roddy will do at TakeOver? I would really love to see him go up against either Velveteen Dream or Fabian Eichner at TakeOver for the #1 contendership match.
Fabian Eichner. I feel like he's going to face Velveteen Dream.
That'd be
I don't know.
cool.
I feel because, well, I mean, what else is he going to? Maybe he's not even going to be on it, or maybe he gets involved in either Undisputed Era's tag team match or Adam Cole's match with Aleister Black, because I think
it's Extreme Rules, so maybe that makes more sense. Maybe he'll get involved in that somehow because he can't get disqualified.
Yeah, I could see him just being off the card in general. Like if they really don't have anything for him, like
don't shove him on there,
meaningful, right? Just keep him off and do something with him after that. He doesn't need to be on the card if there's nothing for him. They don't need these like WWE with these pre-show matches where they just kind of throw a match together and we're like, oh yeah, because these two people were feuding all the way up to this pay-per-view.
Yeah, if you don't belong on the card, then don't go on the card.
I'm okay with him being off.
If you have nothing written, that's what NXT does the best too. If they have nothing for you, they keep you off the card and say, well, we'll write something in for you for the next takeover.
We're not going to put you in a squash match with fucking Rhino for no reason.
Yeah. So that is the answer to your question, CubaGirl125. I'm also on the side of Corporate Cappy. She also puts, also, do you think Dakota can be better than Bayley in NXT? She is just like her, and she can pull off the underdog story if given a chance. I can see a little bit of Bayley in her. I see something more than Bayley in Dakota Kai. She has definitely a step above what Bayley did. Maybe a little bit, because the Bayley NXT is definitely completely different from what we see now in the main roster. But I see something else in Dakota Kai, maybe like breaking out of that Bayley shell, and we get more of a serious factor maybe out of Dakota Kai. But if they're going to push her in the way of the Bayley kind of character, I can see her being a lot better than Bayley, to be honest. There's a lot of promise in Dakota Kai, especially her history and how good she is in the ring. So definitely a talent that NXT does not want to let go or let go to waste.
I don't know. To me, I think she needs to get a little bit more of a character like Bayley had in order to be that popular.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. To me,
she just get pushed that way, right? Because Bayley never started out that popular at first either. So
no.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where you have to see how the NXT crowd takes it eventually as you build her up. So, next question and the last question by Cuba Girl. Finally, would you want to see an NXT female win the Women's Royal Rumble and then go to WrestleMania 34 to challenge against Amber Moon for the title on the biggest stage of them all? I would want Nikki or Kari to win in that case. That'd be something cool, because that's something I think eventually they're going to do. I don't know when. It may not be this year's WrestleMania, but I think eventually NXT is going to get a official showcase on WrestleMania. Like, I know they have the TakeOver before.
Like maybe the women's champion of NXT versus the Raw or SmackDown women's champion. I think
they're not on the TakeOver card; they're on the WrestleMania card instead. They get bumped up to that one. Like, it's more meaningful for them. You know what I mean? And they can have a little.
Or they could even do double duty. We've seen people do that before. Zayn's done that before.
But in big match capacities, though, that's kind of like you want a double big match.
I mean, Sasha Banks did it when she faced Bayley at TakeOver Brooklyn. Then they had that Team Bad versus Team Bella versus Team.
But I mean, that's not a big match. You know what I mean? You can't, like, having two big matches in the same weekend. That's kind of tough. It hasn't been done. I don't think it kind of like. I don't know. To me, I couldn't really believe it and get behind it. I feel like if it would happen, they would have the NXT Championship match at the TakeOver event, and then the women's one wouldn't happen at TakeOver. It would actually happen at WrestleMania, maybe in the beginning of the card, or knowing WWE, it'd probably be subject to pre-show, but it wouldn't be on. It wouldn't be a double. You wouldn't have it defended twice in 2 nights. I don't think WWE would ever do that.
Or what about when? Remember when the person used to win the Royal Rumble? and then they used to have like all three like the ECW champion, the Raw and SmackDown champion in the ring together, and like the person would choose the person who they're facing.
Yeah.
Remember the one year like Taker won it, and they were like, like he's gonna face Bobby Lashley for the.
Like, I want to see Bobby Lashley Undertaker go at it. That looks like a better match than Batista. You know, everyone wanted him to see the world title anyway, so that was so predictable.
Could you see maybe a main roster person challenging for the NXT belt? I think if Asuka was still the champion of NXT, I could see it.
Yeah, probably. But
I could definitely see like a main roster person saying like, I want to challenge Asuka because she's undefeated.
Mm-hmm. You know what's funny when you brought that up about the whole him Undertaker thing? The best part was on Raw the week before when at the end of John Cena's match, the Undertaker interrupted. And he rose out of the stage with the flames behind him. John Cena's face was like the most priceless thing I've ever seen.
So it was like the John Cena Appreciation Night face?
Yeah, basically that.
But yes.
And hello, Tiff from That Ass Podcast. What's going on?
Mm-hmm.
Next
Every
one,
Thursday, except this Thursday.
Yeah. This is interesting. Casey Salvis.
Oh, God.
Yes, out of the blue, Salvis. NXT always delivers a great show. Can't wait for all the matches at NXT TakeOver. Just saying his opinion. So thank you, Casey Salvis. Thank you.
Thanks for coming back, Casey.
Yeah. Michael Chow TV, his tweets, our former No Holds Barred Wrestling Podcast Fan of the Year, the one for 2016.
He said he was upset that it was the first time his tweets won't be read last. Sniff, sniff.
Oh, I'm sorry, Michael Chow. With Velveteen Dream confronting Gargano, would you like to see a triple threat at TakeOver? Because I'd rather see that than the dream job to Gargano just to put him over before TakeOver. The Dream is on a roll. So I think you brought this up too, Cappy, that maybe it should be a triple threat match at TakeOver instead of Johnny Gargano beating Velveteen Dream on a way to facing Almas one-on-one.
Oh my God, I'd love a Dream, Gargano, and Almas match. I think that'd be a really good match.
I hope they kind of consider that because it all depends what the future plans are going forward. I'm pretty sure they have what they have planned up until like after WrestleMania for NXT. Like they have the wheels set in motion here, and they're gonna go that way. So it all depends if that story is written that way.
Is Drew McIntyre out until like the next like 4 months?
He's gonna be probably around TakeOver Brooklyn time. He'll be back.
Wow. Okay, then yeah. Well, I mean, if everybody says what it's gonna be, I mean, if Gargano wins the title, he's probably gonna face Ciampa. Mm-hmm. And then he's probably going to overcome Ciampa, to be honest. And then he'll probably, lose it to Adam Cole. That's
probably something like
probably
that.
What I think.
But I would love to see a triple threat match. I think that'd probably be a leading candidate for match of the year for 2018. I know it's early because it's January, the first month, but that'd be the first candidate because I think that would probably be one of the matches of the year. Like, that'd be insane. You can just imagine what all three of these guys can do in the ring together. Like, the spot central, like, it'd be amazing. So... it's a good idea, Michael Chow. I think if it does happen, I'd love it. I wouldn't hate it.
Can't believe I'd say that Patrick Clark was doing a good job but he's doing good with this Velveteen Dream character. He really is.
Michael Chow actually put attached to this tweet, I would love to see Velveteen Dream and Selena Vega go at it in a segment.
Yeah.
That would actually be freaking hilarious. That would be awesome.
And that's one way you can get two heels in a match, is if you have a triple threat and you have one face and two heels, you can do it that way. But you can't have heel versus heel. It's just they never do that, especially for a title match.
Mm-hmm. Finn Balor. So we'll get into our last tweet. And guys, ladies and gentlemen, this is the debut of his new theme song, and that is our 2017 Fan of the Year. That's right. It goes to Glorious Greg. He won our 2017 Fan of the Year. And ladies and gentlemen, if you want to win our 2018 Fan of the Year, all you have to do to be considered for that is to tweet at us, to interact with the show throughout the entire year, and then you are automatically chosen or thrown into the pool, and you could be chosen to win our 2018 Fan of the Year and have your theme song played, of your choice, by the way, played before every time we read your tweets out on the air. And that is the theme I chose for you, Glorious Greg.
I thought you were going to say all you have to do is Bo leave. But
it's surprising, Michael Chow. Whoa, I was not expecting that. He is Glorious Greg, guys. It makes sense.
Shocker.
I try to choose a really cool guitar riff, glorious theme for that.
Just a disclaimer: Greg had actually picked Jinder Mahal's theme, and Kyle said no. So
no, did not have fake. This is fake news.
You don't really
fake
get to
news.
choose your own theme. If Kyle doesn't like the theme, he doesn't.
Fake
let you
news. This is fake news. I did not say that.
Right. Greg's top 3 choices were Jinder's theme, James Ellsworth's theme, and Big Show's theme.
That literally sounds like you. Like they can't believe him. That's literally what you say on the air. You literally just gave yourself away.
I mean, those 3 themes would have been way better, but
no. Anyways, his tweets. Let's get into his tweets. Just finished watching this week's episode of NXT, and wow, the main event was glorious. The Undisputed Era is simply just amazing, and Adam Cole, I can't wait for him to be NXT champ. 100%, Glorious Greg. Then there are the Street Profits, who are just straight gold. I hope 2018 is a big year for them. Yes, we do agree with you there. We hope see big things out of the Street Profits in 2018, as you can see in our 2018 preview video, ladies and gentlemen, that is live on the channel. Spreaker, iTunes, and Stitcher. We preview the entire year. What we think will happen in NXT, go check that out. It's an awesome, awesome show. Into the last tweet of Glorious Greg, then there is Shayna Baszler, who is just a killer, and I love it. Can't wait for her to be NXT Women's Champ. The footage they showed of her choking girls out at the Performance Center just made me like her even more. So those are the tweets from Glorious Greg. Thank you, Glorious Greg, for your thoughts out there. That's all you guys have to tweet out there. If you want to just tweet us your thoughts, I'll read them out in the air, and we'll agree with you. We might disagree with your thoughts, but everything counts. Everything helps. So
yeah, Tiff, where are your tweets at?
I don't know if Tiff watches NXT. But yeah, actually, you spread that to
James. She can literally just tweet, I want Kyle to say Finn Balor, and that would be your tweet.
Yeah, there you go.
I think, on a side note, we need to have the clapping for NXT returning to St. Catharines next month.
Yeah, that's right. I can't wait for that.
Yeah.
NXT Live Event is coming back to our city, ladies and gentlemen, the home of Ty Dillinger, at the end of February. We'll be going there. I actually got confirmation from our old co-host, No Self Phil, that we got the tickets. Basically in the opposite section of where we were last time, and in basically the same row, so which is great, because we had awesome seats last time. But we're going to be going to that. I'll be posting pictures of that on our Twitter. Probably not a vlog. I'm saving all that up for WrestleMania, but we're going to NXT Live. I can't wait for that.
God, if an NXT Live event comes anywhere near you, I highly suggest you go to it. Because it's not like a WWE Live event where it's just garbage. Like, they actually do good matches. They actually go on for quite a while. They actually entertain you. Like, we saw a Johnny Gargano versus Killian Dane match last 20 minutes.
Yeah, and it was actually really good. It was actually really decent. And we saw the homecoming for Ty Dillinger. That was like they did such a good job, and they had the big breaking kayfabe thing after the show where Drew McIntyre and Bobby Roode got in the mic and talked about everything that was going on. What was it like the main thing they were talking about? They're saying weren't they just talking about how they leave their families and stuff like that?
Oh, it was Drew McIntyre. They show he broke character because of the hurricane that was about to hit Florida.
Yeah.
But it was cool. And Michael Chow was like, "What? How do you get another one before me? # Justice NXT San Jose." Well, I think
they love Canada.
I think they saw how great of a draw Southern Ontario is.
We sold out that event. That event was sold out. It was crazy.
Yep.
Yeah. So
that's a big thumbs up right there for NXT returning to St. Catharines. Don't know if Dillinger will be there, but fuck, he's not doing anything right now. Might as well send him down to do it.
One thing I want to say, ladies and gentlemen, I did tweet out earlier week that the 2K tournaments are coming back. They're coming back Saturday, Saturday, we're going to have the Royal Rumble 2K tournament, so stay tuned for that. I'm not sure what time I'm going to be doing it at. Probably sometime in the afternoon, maybe late at night on Saturday. I haven't decided yet, but I'm going to be doing a 2K18 Royal Rumble tourney. That's going to be some fun on Saturday. I know a lot of you guys want me to bring back the Twitch thing. You love my commentary on Twitch, so that's coming back.
Yes, happy Rusev Day, Cupid Girl. But we're also going to be doing a how to book Royal Rumble, which we should be doing sometime this week or next week.
Yeah, we'll be doing. That'll be getting out to you soon. We got to do some notes. I still got to do some notes for that. We also are going to be doing. Should be posted somewhere in this month. I really want to do it for this month because I want to know. I want to show you guys how myself and how Cappy would book. We're each going to have our own opinions. How we would book the road to WrestleMania. Basically, the storylines and what the matches are going to be from now up until WrestleMania. How we would book the story from now till then. We're going to do each title on each brand. We're also going to do the pre-show matches and a couple other singles matches that usually happen in the WrestleMania card. But we're going to show you guys how we would book the road to WrestleMania for each show going forward. So that's that. I think that's everything I need to say. Anything you want to lastly input there, Corp Cappy?
The SmackDown Live U.S. title tournament. Most predictable tournament of all time. We all know Jinder's winning that.
Yeah. Now, I actually want to save my answer for that for my road to WrestleMania. And how I would
Perfect.
Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, that I think is going to wrap it up for the Lowdown Show Remix, episode 85. We're already at 85 for the Lowdown Show right here on No Holds Barred Wrestling Podcast. Your Canadian wrestling podcast that talks about the NXT and WWE and No Holds Barred on anything we say, pun intended. You can follow the podcast on Twitter at No Holds Barred WP, myself at Real Kyle Masters. You can follow my co-host at Corporate Cappy as well. We're also available to follow on Instagram at No Holds Barred WP. You can listen to us on the go on iTunes, Stitcher Radio, and Spreaker. Spreaker is a glorious podcast app. You can chat with us live on the air, and you can watch or listen to all previous episodes of the podcast. And you can also download episodes of the podcast. It has everything you need for a podcasting need. Other than that, you can watch the video version of this podcast on YouTube, youtube.com/NHBWR. Make sure you give us a subscribe and hit that bell icon for all upload updates. Other than that, I'm your self-proclaimed greatest host, Kyle Masters, as always, and I'm always joined by my corporate co-host. He is the blissful boss, Mr. Corporate himself, Corporate Cappy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And, guys, we are always reminding you to keep it on the lowdown.
You're looking at the real deal now. Gonna kick your sorry ass out on the street. That what you got? You used to think you on the street. Well, back your bag and your ass is dead meat. Victory is sweet. Bring it on. Here's a receipt.